having two cops with billy clubs twist them together till the arm breaks, or twisting nunchucks around and then breaking the arm, and the Christian still just sits there bleeding on the ground, and the cops come over with billy clubs and start beating him in the head. That's a police state that's illegal, and it's torture. And Democratic Party judges back it in Democratic Party-controlled areas. If you look at where torture actually goes on the books and is defended by the judges, Democratic-controlled areas. Now, the Republicans are wild police state pushers as well. There's a lot of things that factor into this larger system. Number one, it's about using it domestically and being able to corrupt the judicial system beyond repair. Number two, it's about getting fake confessions. Number three, it's about having laboratories with people as young as 14 at Camp X-Ray and other camps around the world, not just Gitmo, where they can grab innocent people but psychologically profile them and find people that can be double and triple agents to actually go out and lead ISIS, Al-Qaeda brigades. And they had 17-year-olds and people that were in Gitmo for 8 years that were released when they're 25 years old to go command brigades of 4,000 men. And they know where to get the drop-offs of the weapons. They are the intermediary with the C-130s that land with the weapons. They are the ones that do this. So it's actually a college to find recruits, just like a Soviet re-education camp would be an old sports stadium or an old prison, and they would bring in tens of thousands of people per week. Most of them would only stay a few days. They'd beat you, torture you, find out if you were easy to break, if you'd go on their payroll and be one of their operatives. It's mainly about bringing you under control, bringing you under fear. And that's what they do at Gitmo, is they find the people that will be the double and triple agents. So understand that the CIA base and DARPA base that is admitted to be within Gitmo is admittedly a CIA mind control laboratory. We are showing for TV viewers and Infowars.com/show peaceful pro-lifers on the sidewalks, one after the other, having their arms broken with precision. You going to hear anything from Dianne Feinstein about that? Turns out when she was a senator, she pressured the courts to rule this legal. And I've noticed whenever the cops break one of their arms, the others will come up and start beating them to second it, to say, I certify this is good, gouging their eyes in, grabbing their noses and pulling them up till they break them. Do you see Christians en masse out there saying, I can't breathe? No, because these are people trying to save unborn babies. And we've got hours of the video as they just sit there grabbing women's hair, gouging their eyes in, twisting their arms so they break, choking them. So understand, folks, this is being done across the board. This is what bipartisanly the police since the 70s have been taught to do in many departments. They could just pick them up and throw them in a paddy wagon like places like Austin, Texas. I mean, Austin's got its own problems, but I'm sorry. I've been all over the country. I'm not just kissing up the Austin police. It's true. They don't do this type of thing. It's psychopathic. It's evil. So let's get one thing straight. This torture is all about legitimizing it here. But more importantly, in the larger aspect worldwide, radical Islam is being funded, protected, shepherded. And when we let the system take our rights away in the name of fighting radical Islam, we fall into the larger trap. And we lose the moral high ground. China, Russia, all these other countries can criticize us and call us despicable now because our government admitted they did all this, then lied about it later. That's all part of demonizing us towards the collapse later when America served its usefulness to the world government. Because when they demonize America, they demonize free market, the Second Amendment, John Wayne, stuff like that. That all gets the blame. Capitalism gets the blame for the crony insider takeover when it's the opposite of capitalism. See how it works? So it's a multifaceted 360 program of corruption that's going on and unfolding right now. We're going to look at the torture report. Fox News saying America's awesome, basically because we torture. It's truly sick. The video's on Infowars.com. No, America's awesome and exceptional when we have the lowest taxes, the most freedom, the best courts, the most transparent systems. America's not awesome when we have the biggest government in the world, the biggest debt in the world, the most unhealthy people in the world, paramilitary police, totally legal surveillance. Our government is hiring al-Qaeda groups, calling them ISIS, to turn loose against Syria. Then they go crazy, break ranks and go into Iraq, so now we have to fight them. Everything is not awesome. And there's this cult-like mentality out there that if you just say everything's awesome and live in denial, you'll be okay. Almost everybody I know who's had kids that commit suicide, almost everybody I know who has horrible stuff happen in their life, live in denial and say everything is awesome. And will tell their friends and family and others, good job, when they haven't done a good job. I'm not 1/10 as extreme as the fictional character in the movie Whiplash that I went and saw this weekend. I thought it was excellent. But at the end, you find out he's not really a bad guy. He was actually trying to push someone who had incredible talent to the next level. And you know what? If you don't want to act like a free person and you don't want to stand up for yourself, you're going to be a slave. And slaves usually have some little shuck and jive dance that they put on politically of why it's okay that they're slaves, and okay that they laid down, and okay that they went along with evil. But make no mistake, even if you hate Muslims with a diehard passion, know that the people running our country into the ground are financing radical Islam and turning it loose as a weapon against non-radical Muslims all over the world, and are turning them against us so the government can play the part of the hero and the savior and take our freedoms and then flip Homeland Security on the people. Whether it's Germany or England or the United States or Russia, they all used 9/11 to take people's freedoms, and now they use the Patriot Act against land rights activists. Now they say use the Patriot Act against the Bundys, and they say they're domestic terrorists. And in all the police and military training manuals, they say Christians point blank are terrorists, gun owners point blank are terrorists. I mean, they don't just say radical extremists, watch them, like they did 10 years ago or 6 years ago. Now they say point blank, if you're an evangelical or you're in the Tea Party, that's terrorist. We will court-martial you. So here we are. And then when Major Hassan goes around and kills 14 people and injures 25 or whatever at Fort Hood, they won't call that terrorism. The judge finally ruled it was, and they're giving them Purple Hearts, and certainly was terrorism. Why didn't they want that? Because they want to continue to bring these radicals into the country. They want to continue to protect them. And for 2 years, the CIA was tracking Hassan, talking to the head of al-Qaeda, and knew he was going to attack. And they've declared national security on those emails in Congress, but congressmen have spoken out about it, that the CIA knew. Of course they knew. They run these people. They helped set up what is al-Qaeda today. So I don't want to hear about torture to stop them or stop their next attack. They're at Guantanamo Bay building terrorists. Do you understand that?
We're on the